Hello, I'm Hellspawn from Rakaka. I'm standing here with IdrA. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
You just played the quarterfinal, and how did it go? It was kind of intense and close.
Yeah, it was close. I was really worried after the third set, but in the end I won, so it went well.
Your games against like Terran, is that like the hardest setup or like matchup for you, or is it something else that you are more worried about at the moment?
ZVT is the most dangerous. It's really easy to lose early game if you don't scout what they're doing or if they catch you off guard. But actually I feel much more comfortable versus Terran in the mid game than versus Protoss.
Okay, so did SarenS do something that you like didn't predict, or did you feel like, oh, it was a mistake of me, I should have done this, I know what to do in the next game?
His 2 wins, he outplayed me or outsmarted me. It wasn't really a problem on my part. He set up his tanks really well in Steps of War, and the Delta Quadrant game he harassed well and then made a good timing for a strike before my E kind of kicked in. So yeah, it was he played well.
Yeah, and now you're facing Tarzan, I guess?
Yeah.
And he's also a Terran player. I would guess maybe he's a little bit more solid, or what do you expect for a game?
I think he is more solid. Tarzan and SarenS were actually the 2 players I knew least about going to the tournament, but the impression I get is that Tarzan is a more solid, basic, standard kind of player.
And you have a StarCraft 1 background, you've been to several WCGs, and you're lived in Korea for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little about when you moved to Korea, what the reason were and like where you were expecting?
I was invited to come join a Korean team to practice with them. And I actually hadn't really thought about much before, but when I got the invite, I realized that being a pro gamer was something I really wanted to do. And in StarCraft 1, you had to be in Korea to do that. There was no option outside. So I went over and, well, I expected to play all day, every day, and that's what I got. So yeah.
And that was IdrA, right?
IdrA, yeah.
IdrA, and then you joined now CG Entus?
CG Entus, yeah.
What's the difference between the teams? Is that something that you like can say?
Well, the reason I moved, it was the team's decision. CJ wanted me and IdrA was willing to give me to them. So that wasn't my doing. But the difference is CJ is kind of bigger, more successful, more well established.
Being a foreigner in Korea, it's kind of uncommon. There are not that many of you that actually made it there well. Could you tell us a little about like how it's working? You have your like track partners. There's like B team and A team and stuff like that. Can you like just give us your thoughts of it, your impressions?
Well, StarCraft 2 changed everything. I'm the only player on CJ playing StarCraft 2, so I don't practice with them anymore. But in StarCraft 1, yeah, it's an A team and a B team. The A team plays Pro League. The B team is like rising players that provide practice for the A team. Practice partners are players who aren't officially on the team, they just play with everyone. What else do you want to know?
But it's like how the structure, like they match up against like A players, play B players, and practice players. It's like you have a schedule when you get there. Like you do this.
Well, we have a practice schedule. We have to be practicing about 12 hours a day right now. For the most part, they let the Pro League players pick their practice partners, let them choose. Okay. And then maybe you'll have 1 or 2 scheduled matches a day just to get an idea of the team ranking.
About StarCraft 2, it's expanding in Korea. We see at least some pro teams have OGS and Prime. I think they are like the most famous at the moment. What do you say with the skill level? Is it a lot higher than compared to Europe and the States?
The very best Korean players are quite a bit ahead of most of the foreigners, like Tester, AnyPro, Kulfo, those. But once you drop down a bit, then any foreigner would be able to beat like a top 10 Korean. It's the top 5 that are really something special. But then below that, there's a lot more solid Koreans, whereas foreigners, the drop off is huge. You have the top few, and then you have really bad players.
I even saw you played some games at GC10. Is that like what have happened at television at the moment in Korean StarCraft 2, or has it been like more television games?
So far, all that's happened is on GOM. OGN and NBC haven't done any Star 2 games yet. OGN might in the future. I don't think NBC will for the time being. But yeah, GOM has had, I think, 3 tournaments, a couple of team leagues, and a lot of show matches like the one I played. So they've actually had quite a few games on.
Oh, that's nice. So do you think that like the development of StarCraft 2 will it be team-based like in StarCraft 1, or do you think it will be more like one-on-one plays as here at the Extreme Masters?
Well, for now, it's going to be a lot more like the foreigners, I think. for now, GOM is everything in StarCraft 2. They're keeping the rights to themselves. And they have the GSL, which is going to be everything in Korea, just because it's so big. And they're actually specifically discouraging teams. They didn't like the KESPA setup. They want players to have more independence, more freedom. So they're structuring it so that there's no real benefit to being on a team. So the players are going to have their own decision, and it's not going to be like this.
Okay, so on your schedule after the Intellect 3 Masters, I guess you're going to try to qualify into GOM TV?
Yes.
Do you have anything else scheduled at the moment?
No, I was going to go to MLG and WCG USA for StarCraft 1, but they interfered with GOM, so I had to cancel that. So GOM's in for now.
I see.
And IEM USA is a little bit down the road.
Okay, yeah, it should be maybe late October.
I think so, I'm not sure.
So, what do you expect from this tournament? Are you going to take it?
I hope so. I think me, Demaga, and Moral will have pretty equal chances right now.
Have you seen any like upsets that like, oh, I didn't expect this player to be that solid or to beat that player? Or is it like you feel like, okay, it's going like predicted?
SarenS and Mad Frog's performance really surprised me. I didn't expect either of them to get out of the groups. Cloud underperformed, I think. I expected him to do well, and he didn't. Otherwise, it's been pretty much expected.
And you enjoying the event?
Yeah, it's been really great.
Okay. Any last shout-outs or something you want to say?
Thanks to all my fans. Thanks for cheering for me. I hope I win the finals.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.